Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 and I am Gundam. Okay, maybe I'm not. So just ignore that and let's check out the real grade Gundam Exia, Celestial Being's lead mobile suit from Gundam 00. Upon opening the box, you'll find a total of 9 runners. It would be very easy to mistake this kit as a simple high grade due to the low part count, but the multicolored A-frame and the chrome-plated C2 frame suggest a higher price point. Of course, real grade stickers and iridescent plastic inserts are obvious hints at this being an RG kit too. Fully assembled and just like every other real grade, the Exia looks astonishing. It's impressive to see how much detail was packed into this 1:144 scale model kit. Color separation has been abused to the highest degree, and the two-toned white and blue armor plates give the Gundam that extra layer of depth. The GN condenser's candy-like appearance are made from a combination of metallic stickers and a clear green plastic cover. The GN power lines are derived from a similar solution, only replacing the clear green covers for thin, iridescent plastic inserts, though I will say the effect isn't quite as remarkable on the shoulder pads, coming off a little cheap. Being under the RG line, the Exia has been sculpted with the thought of realism in mind. Now, because it's a fairly contemporary design to begin with, not much has been changed from the source material. Those striving for anime accuracy will definitely pick up on the subtle differences. However, regardless of those feelings, it doesn't take away from the sheer mechanical impact of this mobile suit's aesthetics. Naturally, the Exia's wonderful presentation is a result of a lengthy build. It's quite straightforward and no real complex techniques are employed. That said, it involves the use of very small parts. Patience is key here. The inner frame provides exceptional rigidity and feels entirely like a purpose-built toy. Between the full assembly, panel lining, and applying all the decals, it took me just under the 10-hour mark to complete this 5-inch kit. Utilizing a brand new inner frame, the Exia has a robust offering of articulation. The neck has ball joints on both ends to provide expressive movement. There's a slight torso crunch, a good waist swivel, and the sides of the chest have small joints for movement. The arms are connected on a universal joint with the shoulder and shoulder pads on independent hinges. There's a bicep cut, double jointed elbows, wrists on a hinged ball joint, and the standard real grade posable hands. Both the front and back hip skirts are each on ball joints, but they're a bit tricky to move on their own. The hips themselves are on universal joints, however forward range is limited. There's a thigh swivel, the triple jointed knees contain plenty of sliding armor, the hinged ball jointed ankles have minor sliding panels too, and the foot itself has 2 toe joints, one in the middle and the other at the tip. Other features include an opening cockpit, and an extending GN drive which you cannot remove without disassembly. In total, there's enough articulation here to hit every one of Exia's signature poses. The only concern is the hip skirts limiting the leg's range of motion. Moving on to the accessories, and the Exia comes with a full loadout. Apart from the real grade hands, you get fists, gripping hands, and the I've got fingers hands too. They all do their job fine, but before we get to the weapons, I'll say this right now, that the gripping hands will be the only ones used because the posable hands cannot wield the weapons with any security. With that out of the way, let's start with the GN sword and shield. As expected, they look fantastic, especially the chrome sword. Both peg into the forearm, and the sword's handle goes into the fist. The sword can extend out either parallel or perpendicular to the arm. Also, these are Exia's largest weapons and cause no weight issues. Next up are the beam daggers and the beam sabers. All 4 hilts are stored on the Gundam's back and have minor articulation to help them move about and be grasped. Each hilt is removable and can be held fine. However, you're also given 2 hilts with a peg for a much more secure connection. It's a smart additional add-on. The last weapons included are the GN long and short blades. Their chrome finish easily makes them the flashiest of the lot, and they're well detailed for their simple construction. For storage, the hip covers pop out, and a hidden peg swings around for the blades to clip in. I won't lie, while the gimmick is neat, it's very tricky to do. Finally, you get a minuscule pilot figure and a display base adapter. Bandai's real grade line is my personal favorite of their Gunpla offerings, in that it incorporates the intricacies of the larger scales into a smaller and cheaper package. Yet, it's this core aspect that's made the RG line so problematic. They are notorious for their fragility. And that's where the Gundam Exia comes in. It's the first real grade release to be devoid of this issue. It genuinely feels like a solid and sturdy product. There's no fear of breakage or finicky bits constantly popping off, and the new inner frame makes it such a joy to pose. Sure, a lot of this can be attributed to the clean and streamlined design of the mobile suit itself, but that doesn't take away from the remarkable engineering. Furthermore, it looks magnificent and comes with a full accessory loadout. Now, is it a perfect kit? No. Though the few problems that did arise, like the limited leg movement or the tricky hip storage, came off as minor annoyances rather than real issues. Is it the best real grade release? Personally, I think so, but this has more to do with what you value most in a model. If a huge feature set or a transforming gimmick is what you're after, then the Exia won't faze you. That said, for 2,500 yen, the real grade Gundam Exia accomplishes an astonishing amount, and for the price, not much else, be it a model kit or figure, can offer anything greater. If this is any indication of the direction in which the RG line is headed, then I think we can safely assume that Bandai's really got excitement embodied. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching, and I suppose I should have mentioned this up front. I'm a bit of an Exia fan. Actually, it's my favorite Gundam. So if my bias just invalidated this entire review, well, sorry?